Hello and welcome to another episode of the Time-Lapse Traveler. This is going to be a very different episode. I know you probably hear me say that a lot, but nah, you know what? Looking at my backpack and my suitcases that are being loaded in the car right now, yeah, this is going to be something special. So, on my way to the airport right now, my flight is going to be at 6:15. Right now it's 2:10, so I'm well ahead of the schedule. Hopefully it should be fine. Should not be having any issues, but you know, traffic is very unpredictable. Right now, there are rallies all over for the presidential elections, and it's going to be a very interesting ride. So I'm at the airport now, and I've never seen this kind of line before. Look at this. In fact, the driver who dropped me off here, he's never seen so many people at the airport before. Apparently it's because everybody's going home to their provinces to vote, because election day is actually going to be just 2 days from today. Yeah, it's going to be a crowded time here in the airport.
The first leg of my trip starts at what used to be known as Manila International Airport, later renamed to Ninoy Aquino International Airport after the senator who died in 1983. This airport is the central hub when coming in and out of the Philippines and connecting to the far-reaching places around the world. It is the main gateway for travelers to the Philippines and serves as a hub for Cebgo, Cebu Pacific, PAL Express, and Philippine Airlines, as well as the base for Philippines Air Asia. Before the COVID-19 pandemic hit, this airport would handle about 45 million passengers every year. Although it's still nowhere near the full capacity, this airport is seeing the number of passengers regularly inch closer back towards the pre-pandemic numbers. I have a much longer version of my walkthrough within this airport. One way you can see it is if you send me a special super thanks by hitting the heart icon for any amount that you feel like, and I'll be personally sending you a link to the full walkthrough with even more background information for added context. But honestly, if you simply reach out to me in the comments section, I'll send you a link to that for free. Although using the heart-shaped super thanks option is greatly appreciated.
Well, I'm sitting at the gate and just waiting for the boarding process to start. Actually, some people are already starting to board. Playing the waiting game. Boarding time, the long corridor. Well, just got situated over here. You know what? One cool thing that I like about this already, seats are really comfortable, and also, check it out, considering that my legs are pretty long, I have really enough legroom over here to sit comfortably. Definitely no issue. Very cool. That's an A+ already. Nice start. And also check this out. The size of the screens over here is awesome. In addition to that, you have every kind of plug you can imagine to charge your devices. You can even charge your laptop here. I did not expect that. That's freaking awesome. Now that we're in the air, it's dinner time. So there are two choices, beef or fish. I'm not into fish, unfortunately, and beef was the only other option for me, and this is what it looks like. I've never been on this airline before. One of the things that it's really known for is the quality of the food. For a drink, I chose mango juice. You know, just flying out of the Philippines, this was the only logical choice. So this actually looks quite delectable. Vegetable dish and some kind of a pudding. So, time for me to dig in. Let's see how this food is. Well, I guess I have to say that the food is okay. It's not bad. If you're really hungry, you're gonna eat it and it's going to satisfy you. It's okay. The meat is moist enough and it's not like chewy or anything, so the quality is good. The vegetables, I don't know, the way that they were fermented lightly, I'm not digging it so much. I'm gonna try the pudding next, and of course you can't really go wrong with this Hershey's chocolate bar. And I don't know, if I was more hungry, maybe I would try this roll of bread, but so far the best part for me is this mango juice. Yeah, in any case, this is not the best meal I've had on an airplane, that's for sure. I think for the money, the best food is still Lufthansa Air for me. Out of all the airlines that have flown so far, you know, Lufthansa really has the kind of food that you actually want to eat and enjoy. It's kind of like going to a restaurant experience as far as the quality of the food goes. Yeah, quick little update. The tapioca pudding, this is actually really yummy. Looks like there's some coconut on it. Doesn't really make up for the rest of the meal though. It's really good.
later.
Just look at those beautiful night lights up in the ceiling. Kind of hard to keep up with the time actually, but it's so nice to try to sleep with these night lights on.
And before you know it, the next meal is already here. Well, I mean, I did take a nice long nap. Luckily, I was able to sleep for a while. But now that already it's 12:55, at least by Manila time, chicken pancit is here, and this looks much more promising. There's also another pudding. I don't know what's in there. It looks like a little piece of brownies, so that's cool. And tea. Pancit can only be a good thing, so I'm looking forward to digging into this one. Wow, when it comes to this pancit, these chicken noodles, the only thing I can say is ang sarap talaga. It's so good. It's actually better than average. I'm usually a big fan of pancit, but this is actually really, really good. I kind of have to take back what I said about the food on the plane here. The previous meal was not the best, but you know what? This really kind of does make up for it quite a lot. It's moist, it's juicy, flavorful, very high quality chunks of meat, and the noodles themselves are great. The pieces of vegetables are exactly just right. It's really hitting the spot for me. And to top it all off, this tea is also really good. I'm actually a big tea drinker, for those of you who don't know, and it's really hitting the spot so good right now. Love it. Yeah, the verdict is in. This was a big difference. Look at this. To scrape the bottom of the plate, and this chocolate pudding with brownie bits was a really nice touch, by the way. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Wow. Moist, fluffy, and just perfection. Nice. Couldn't have asked for better.
Much later.
The Dubai International Airport, like much of Dubai itself, has been built up to be a grand spectacle for what can be achieved with modern design and ingenuity. It's just too bad that much of it has been built using what amounts to modern slavery. I really wasn't planning on talking about such heavy-handed topics on my channel, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention it here. This airport serving Dubai, United Arab Emirates, is the world's busiest airport by international passenger traffic, although when looking at overall passenger traffic, it is actually the 19th busiest airport.
Excuse me, sir. I'm curious. What are these rooms for?
Security, ladies security.
Oh, I see. Thank you. Lady security check. All right.
One of the things that makes this place stand out is the size of the enormous duty-free shops. Some of the other large-scale airports I've been to treat the duty-free shops almost as an afterthought, but the outside sprawl of the ones here are easy to get lost in. Here, I'm checking out the DJI Mini 2 drone that I purchased shortly before making this trip. This gentleman here made me feel really silly for not buying it there at a much lower price. Him and I had an interesting discussion about flying a drone in Dubai, as well as a bunch of other laws and regulations. That's why you're seeing him shaking his head so much during the conversation. The Dubai International Airport is also known as one of the busiest cargo airports in the world. The busiest airport for some true giants such as the Boeing 777, which is the plane that brought me here from Manila, and the ginormous Airbus A380, being the largest commercial passenger jet in the world, and the one that you'll be seeing me getting onto later in this video. With those statistics, this airport has the highest average number of passengers per flight. In 2017, DXB, as its shorthand name, handled as many as 88 million passengers and over 2.5 million tons of cargo, with well over 400,000 total aircraft movements. The same thing that I mentioned about the Manila airport also applies to this airport as well. So if you'd like a full walkthrough that I have recorded, just let me know in the comments, or better yet, drop me a thanks or a super thanks. So I'll personally send you a link to the video where you can watch the whole thing.
Oh, that was some really, really tight security. I've actually never experienced that level of security before. The way that they go through the bags and they check everything, and the amount of times that the ID and the ticket were being scanned and checked. Wow. Just to get to the gate, I went through 4 or 5 different checks. That was really, really intense. Really didn't expect that. But now I'm already waiting at the final departure gate, and I have another about 45 minutes or so to wait until the plane is scheduled to leave. So then another 9 or so hours flight, and then I'm finally going to be in New York City. JFK Airport, here I come. Well, finally made it into the plane. There's going to be kind of a delay because more passengers are expected to get in, but that just means less time in the air because the plane is going to be going faster in order to make up for less time. So it's actually not a bad thing at all. I view by the window, but guess what? Giant freaking wing covering the entire view. Yeah, this is a big plane. The Airbus A380. Emirates Airlines really has a lot of these planes actually in their disposal. That's what makes them so famous. Box of pizza just landed on my lap. I really miss New York pizza a lot, and hopefully this is going to be a nice preview. What makes it even sweeter, there's also a tiger beer. Actually, the Singaporean beer is one of my favorites that I've been having in the Philippines. Pizza and beer, it's one of the best combinations that you can have. I have to say, it's kind of a funny looking pizza. It looks kind of like a cutlet or something. Having it with beer is going to be nice. I normally don't drink alcohol when I'm flying, but when it comes to this holy combination, I just can't resist. Yeah, this isn't exactly a New York style pizza, but still pizza. And then when combined with an ice cold beer that I didn't expect to be having, now I'm having a good time. And so right now it's 5:35, and you know that means it's time to eat, apparently. So they just brought out the food, and I got, once again, I'm going for chicken, you know, as is typical for me. And it's chicken with rice this time, and with chickpeas. And looks like pudding or yogurt again, which is cool. Just water and a roll of bread. This looks like basmati rice, although I'm not really sure. Let's see how this one goes. The rice is kind of dry but flavorful, which is decent. And let's see how the chicken tastes. You know what? Very decent chicken. It's chicken breast with tomato sauce. Nothing too special, but definitely not bad. Also, there's steamed broccoli here as well. Now this one really leaves some to be desired. I usually really like steamed broccoli, but I don't know, this one seems to be a bit blah. A very average kind of meal, but you know, not too bad. The broccoli is kind of disappointing. Let me get some more of this pretty tasty chicken though. Yeah, that's very quite decent. Chickpeas on the other hand. Oh, they're cold first of all. I usually prefer them to be warm. Not bad though. It's like a chickpea salad. Flavor is very nice. Overall, I give this one like a B- rating. Didn't get to the pudding yet, but that's a dessert. The meal itself is decent. It's not too bad. You know what? Kind of scratch that. I think I have to change my rating. The added cheddar cheese and the packet of salt did quite a lot to improve the flavor of the food. So it's really not bad. And the chickpeas actually are very, very tasty. I kind of prefer them to be a little bit warmer, not straight out of the fridge. But the flavor, taste, and the quality is actually very decent. So you know what? Let's put it up to all the way up to B+. The texture of the broccoli is a little bit on the mushier side than I would like, but it's really not so bad when you put salt on it. So overall, it does get my seal of approval. This bread roll, by the way, is actually quite good. Firm, flavorful, and I definitely like it. This pudding over here is basically kind of like just like frosting from a cake. and it's really, really sweet. I don't know. It's tasty, of course. It's basically like eating a form of sugar because I don't want to develop diabetes at an early age. I think I'm gonna skip most of it. Well, alright, the flight is coming to an end pretty soon. We just have a couple of hours left, and we got the last meal. It happens to be a breakfast, and here it is. It's the cheese omelet with mushrooms and tomato sauce, and it looks like some little sausage. There's a croissant and some fruits. Looks like there's a pineapple, melon, and I don't know, something else. And my favorite drink of choice is, of course, the black tea. I don't like to put any milk or sugar in there typically. Sometimes I put sugar, but usually not. But we also have a hash brown over here, which is an awesome addition. And this little sausage, you know, could have really gone one of two ways, but it's actually really good. The mushroom and tomato sauce complement the omelet with cheese really nicely. Hash browns and the sausage complete the meal. Yeah, it's definitely doing it right. So yeah, this is going to be how I'm going to be ending this flight. I'm hoping it's a good one. But yeah, needless to say, the meal was actually very good. Kind of simple for what it is, but it's really just right. And the croissant, it's a little bit on the dry side. It's not the freshest thing, but when you couple it together with the strawberry preserve, it's really nice. And the cantaloupe, the melon, and everything else in here, the tea, you know, just kind of rounds everything up. Overall, very satisfying, that's for sure. So glad that this is the last meal of the flight because we're ending on a very good note. Good stuff. Wow, finally landed. New York, here I come.
See you, bye.
Bye-bye.
Alright, I'm finally here. I made it. Just have to wait for my sister to pick me up, and then I'm gonna be going home to my mom's house. Can't wait, I'm so tired. What a long trip.
And so this concludes my commute to New York City, the grand metropolis where I grew up and called my home for almost 30 years. My sister, who picked me up and gave me a ride in her car to our mother's house in Brooklyn, prefers to stay mysterious, but my mom is a whole lot less shy. So you'll be seeing a lot more of her in the coming episodes, as I haven't seen her since leaving New York City over 3 years ago to make a permanent move to live in the Philippines. To get a sense of what's to come, please watch my previous video titled Welcome to New York, and feel free to drop some ideas in the comment section about which parts of that preview you would like for me to focus on in the future episodes of this series. In the meantime, I thank you very much for watching, and always please stay tuned for more exciting and fun videos coming at you from the Time-Lapse Traveler.